David Borges in the house this evening, chiropractor, but also Tahoe historian, teaching classes over at Lake Tahoe Community College. How are you tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. First class was last week, last Thursday night.
How'd it go?
It went great. Everybody was just engaged in trying to figure out how the geological formations that had occurred in Lake Tahoe and then the Indians and all the Indian things. So that's what we went over last time.
How fun. Yeah. Boy, how long was that class? 12 hours? There's so much. How do you sum that up?
We were just having a fun time. For an hour and a half, we had a great time.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now this class continues at Lake Tahoe Community College.
Mm-hmm. Next 7 weeks, every Thursday evening from 6 to 7:30. And this week we're going to go through the Gold Rush, and we're going to go through John Fremont and some of the settlers here.
Wow.
We'll just go along as we and just share knowledge, and it's interesting to some of the experience that the students have. They bring a lot to the class. It's wonderful.
Well, you always bring a lot when you come into the studio here. Now we're talking 1980s here in Tahoe. It's covering a little bit more Tahoe history.
Talking 1980, the year 1980. It was important to me because I was up in Portland, Oregon, and that's when Mount St. Helens was blowing up. But other things were blowing up throughout in the Tahoe area. I didn't realize at the time, but August 26, 1980 was Harvey's. That building blew up, and the wonderful thing that a lot of things came out of it, but one of them is that absolutely nobody was hurt.
Yes.
There was physically, but because they lost jobs or some issues that happened to the workers, that wasn't a good situation. But everybody got back together, and Harvey pulled together and built a bigger building.
Well, and they weren't able to detonate what was in the building at the time. So it was one of those things that the word got out and people were watching. I'm looking at a picture right here. People were watching. They went way up high on the mountainside, waiting for the countdown, if you will.
Yeah, they were waiting, and once it went off, it was everybody knew. It wasn't by error. And they worked real hard to make that not happen, but as the bomb made by Mr. Burgess, not Borges, Burgess, it was so sophisticated they couldn't stop it. So they cleaned up the mess. A couple of years later, they're up and running. Nobody was hurt.
That's a good thing. No one was hurt. Yeah, you can always rebuild.
We can always rebuild. And Harvey Gross was almost in tears knowing that nobody was hurt, not one person.
Yeah.
And they did it right. It's just a building we can rebuild.
For sure.
And they did. But a couple other things happened in 1980 here in South Shore. The casinos. That's the Park Tahoe, which a lot of people didn't realize. The Park family built their own casino in 1976. And they ended up leasing it out to Caesars Tahoe in 1980. So all that happened in 1980.
Okay.
And then
do they still own the land there?
The parks?
The parks?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know which part of the Park family does, but they've divided it up. But now it's Mont Bleu. It was Park Tahoe, became Caesars Tahoe, and in Mont Bleu, 2006 is when it changed over to Mont Bleu. So it's been there ever since. And then the third thing that happened in the casino corridor, Holiday Inn purchased Harrah's. And the building Harrah's in 1980. All those things happened.
It was a very busy year in 1980, it sounds like.
Exactly.
In the casino corridor.
In the casino corridor. And one last thing I want to make sure we go over is the rocket boat that occurred trying to break the world record of Discovery 2. The gentleman was trying to break a world's speed record on water.
Wow.
And unfortunately, it didn't pan out like you wanted to. Actually, the rocket boat exploded at the very end.
Oh, man.
It had 40 seconds of fuel, and it ran 32 seconds. It was going extremely fast. Hit a few waves, and then it disintegrated, all in 1980.
Fascinating year up here in Tahoe. Thank you for coming in this evening. It's always great hearing from you.
We'll see you.
David Borges, chiropractor, here in South Lake Tahoe, and Tahoe historian. Fascinating. We have more Tahoe Tonight coming your way.